yesterday afternoon, the memorial service for Rayford Scott was held here in the sanctuary at UUI. And for those who don't know Rayford, she was a longtime member of UUI with many friends here. And as I sat in the front row listening to her family members share their stories of Rayford and their love for her, and recount all the ways in which her spirit lived on in them, all the ways in which life and love endure, out of the corner of my eye through that window over there, I saw two young squirrels racing across the lawn. Little furry streaks of energy, chasing each other all around, tangled up in a ball. New life, discovering its own energy and possibility and joy. New life, playing in the newly sprung grass. And I thought, that is an Easter sermon right there. That's all the Easter sermon you need. After the service today, we'll have our annual Easter egg hunt. And the children, too, will race across the lawn, little balls of energy, full of hope and excitement, looking to see what treasures can be found in the form of brightly colored plastic eggs. And the sounds of their laughter will rise with the songs of the birds and the chittering of those same squirrels. And there may be some tears, too, if someone happens today on life's occasional bumps and bruises. But teenagers and parents and grandparents will be watching over them with love as they explore the possibilities. And any tears will turn back to laughter soon enough. And that's all the Easter sermon you need. Today after the service is also our kickoff UUI garden party. Everyone is invited this Sunday and every Sunday to come work together in the new communal section of our garden, found that away. Gardening seems to be an activity very congenial to the UU spirit. It requires both science and art, careful observation and study, but also improvisation and instinct. It merges human ingenuity and purpose with careful listening to nature, working with her as patient stewards to coax forth new life in harmony with her needs and our own. A little time in the garden under the blue sky, feeling the warmth of the sun and the gentle breezes, feeling the good earth break apart between your fingers, communing with the soil and the seeds and, of course, the bugs. That's all the Easter sermon you need. So today's reflection will be brief because anything I could say is already being said much more eloquently all around us. I have said Easter, 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 but today, of course, we are the meeting point of two powerful religious celebrations. Passover, the Jewish holiday celebrating the deliverance of the Jewish people from Egyptian slavery, began this past Friday at sundown and will continue through 8 days. And today is Easter Sunday, the culmination of the Christian Holy Week and the season of Lent, the most important holy day in the Christian calendar, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth. So if these two holidays are part of your living tradition or your family's living tradition, then we wish you a happy Easter and a blessed Passover. Let us acknowledge with gratitude the great traditions that those two strands of thought and worship have made to Unitarian Universalism, which we are all inheritors of. The themes of Passover and Easter resonate deeply through our history. Passover with its themes of justice and freedom and self-determination, and Easter with its themes of new life and transformation through the power of love. It's not a coincidence that Passover and Easter are both celebrated in springtime. Despite their very different theologies and concerns, both sit on top of still more ancient pagan festivals with their own themes of hope and renewal, stirred in our hearts at this time of year by the end of winter's cold and darkness and the beginning of light and warmth and new life. Passover specifically celebrates the Exodus story of God leading the Jewish people out of the bondage of slavery and setting them on their way to a promised land. So the Passover story is a story of hope. It promises that in the end, no human tyranny is stronger than a people's yearning to be free. Passover also has links to older traditions rooted in the season harvest, and the experience of the human dependency on the natural world. Our reading today was a retelling of Psalm 126, and it makes that connection between Passover and the natural world explicit. He writes, "We tread the long furrow, half drunk with joy, staggering the golden sheaves in our arms." Rabbi Edward Bernstein says that if ever a holiday was intended to have spring in its step, it's Passover. Passover contains this tremendous release of energy and potential when that which was locked up, when that which is enslaved is set free. And it is celebrated at a time when the earth itself seems to have been released from bondage to burst into new life in a riot of color and joy. Easter, of course, wears its pagan origins right on its sleeve, right? Bunnies, eggs. The very name for Easter, according to the Christian writer Bede, was taken from celebrations of the pagan goddess Ostra or Ostara. And we know from the bunnies and the eggs and the timing of the year that these were fertility celebrations. Right? Easter has its roots in celebrations of creation, celebrations of that which was merely potential becoming real, becoming fruitful. As Unitarian Universalists, we have many different ideas about the theology of Easter. The symbol of the resurrection itself is not central to our religious tradition. But what we have deeply woven into our own thinking and our own practices is Jesus' vision of love, peace, and humanity. In particular, his practice of radical hospitality, his welcoming of all people to the table, his insistence that all people are worthy of love, that all people, in his language, are God's children. It is a message that we have needed to shout out loudly right here in Indiana in recent days, and it's a message we'll need to keep on shouting. But what the story of Easter promises is that, come what may, that message of love is stronger than any one of us who speaks it. That message of love cannot be silenced, and that a world transformed by love is possible. Easter and Passover, then, are both fundamentally about hope. The hope that love and freedom will endure and eventually triumph. And this hope is grounded for us in the idea that new life and new creativity and new possibility are waiting for us in every moment. That the earth itself is charged with potential, waiting to find expression in us and with us and through us. And therefore the cause is never lost. Winter is never forever, and death does not get the final word. There's always new life, new freedom, new possibility. There's always hope. Of course, Unitarian Universalism is a famously optimistic religion. We believe in hope. We believe in the potential of the human mind and the human spirit. We believe that the application of intelligence and ethical thinking can make a difference in the world, that we can chart a better course for the human story. We believe in the power of love to ultimately reclaim hatred and division and bring the human race finally into wholeness and community. And we believe that the human race itself can be reconciled to the earth, that we will find a better way of living in harmony with nature and taking our respectful place in the interdependent web of life. So we are a religion of hope, and we welcome the influence of Pastor and Easter and the pagan stories that they are built on into our own tradition and into our own religious life. This is the season of hope. This is the season of tender green shoots springing up where before there seemed to be only the hard, unyielding earth. So I invite you to get outside today if you are able and feel that hope in your animal body. Feel the warmth and energy of the sun. Feel the good earth under your feet. Feel the grass with your hands, the winds on your cheek. Say hello to the bugs. They have important work to do. Listen to the thrilling symphony of new life singing all around. Let it into your heart. Let it become your song too. Love and freedom are our birthrights, life is waiting for us just outside these doors. Let's greet it with gratitude and with joy. Would you please rise in body or spirit for a closing hymn?